Hello everybody, Jessie Dili. Welcome to Railway Trip in Tibetan Style. This is Niuniu and we are here in Lhasa, the provincial capital of Tibet. Yes, we've been here in Tibet for a week or so and we've seen so much and we'd like to share all of those with you, and that is why we've been providing you with the live streams, video stories, picture stories, and everything. And today we are in a very local, very special, kind of like a internet celebrity has to come and check in kind of Tibetan yogurt shop. In this workshop, we are going to talk a little bit about our entire journey and also learn about how Tibetan people live their daily life, spend their leisure time, and how come yak milk yogurt is such a delight and such a favorite of Tibetan people's lives. As always, we are live streaming on multiple platforms. We're live streaming on all the CGTN platforms as well as China Plus platforms. And we are live streaming on CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page, YouTube channel, as well as 英语环球广播微博. So you guys get to see us both domestically and in overseas platforms. In the meanwhile, if you like the live stream, please like and share and comment as much as possible. I would love to answer all of your questions soon as possible, and it will be such a delight knowing that when I am here in Tibet, you guys are actually with me, and I'd love to be your eyes and ears to show you all the wonderful things Tibet has to offer. So as always, let's have a shout out to all of you guys here. We already have many of you saying hello. We have Kazi saying hi, hello to you too. Altaf saying hello friend, how are you doing? I hope you're good and fine. I am starting to a good friendship with you, okay? Oh, I love that. Thank you. Yes, because when we first landed here, we experienced a little bit of altitude sickness. We say 高原反应, altitude sickness. It's, you know, on and off for a while, but every time when I see you guys through the camera, I feel super excited and all of my sickness and the uncomfortness goes away. They come back when the camera's off, but it's totally worth it. So I'm super glad to be here with you. And I'm saying hello to Yahia and also Jessie, you're here. Hi Jessie, how you doing? Have you catched all the live streams? Do you know what are the places we've visited here in Tibet? That is a trick question for you because I know you would know it because you are just the backbone of our live streams. Hello to Layman saying good morning from Nepal. Happy to have you. 你好,你好 saying 早上好. Hello to have you. Happy to have you here and hello to you. Jessie saying you look amazing as always. Thank you very much. Actually, the outfit is picked and selected by the whole team because you guys know that we have a 14 people team here in Tibet and we have different groups, and our group is the second group. We call it Group B and our name is Be Happy. So we are super happy when we are doing the live streams. I think the atmosphere transfers through online platforms, through the live streams. Hopefully you guys can understand and can feel our enthusiasm as well. And the outfit is picked by each and every member of the Be Happy team. So super excited. And yes, you have shared the live stream to the needed Facebook pages. Thank you so much, Jessie. Actually, I'm extra excited because this one is actually my very last individual live streams in all these platforms. We've visited so many different places here in Tibet. We've seen the beautiful views. We've seen the snow-capped mountains. We've seen the high altitude or actually alpine pastures. We've also seen the beautiful rivers as well as the beautiful grassland here in Tibet. On top of that, we have also shared a lot of cultural background as well as history to you guys. We've visited the Norbalinka, a very beautiful palace, used to be a palace, but now a public or people's park that people can enjoy their daily lives. We've also went to the Potala Palace. Actually, this very special yogurt shop I am standing in is right next to the Potala Palace. 这里呢，其实也在布达拉宫的附近 ，Potala Palace 布达拉宫. We went there, but because it is still, well, it has been a religious center as well as political center for thousands of years or hundreds of years at least, but now it is still with religious significance, which is why we didn't do a live stream there, but there will be some pictures and videos showcasing the magnificence of Potala Palace. So you guys get to follow us on all the platforms I mentioned earlier to catch our special series, Railway Trippin' Tibetan Style. And since it is a railway trippin', we actually flew to Xining. That is the, let's say, starting place of our railway tripping. From Xining, we went on board a train for 22 hours and traveled all the way to Lhasa. And the Qingzang Tielu, that's the Qinghai Tibet railway line, is also, I think, a must try if you ever have the chance to come to China and enjoy the view in Tibet, because on board that train you would be able to enjoy the landscape through the window, but with the enough supply of oxygen in the cart, so making you very comfortable and very energetic to enjoy the view. On top of that, of course, we would focus on the socio-economic development side. That is why we went to many different places, including the Lunan International Tourism Town. We saw how local people find their way through prosperous, through a better well-being kind of life. And also we went to the family farm that is focused on growing this very specific, very nutritious Chinese mushroom / herbal medicine. That is actually, we call it Lucidum ganoderma, Lingzhi. And also we saw people growing vegetables, tens of vegetables, actually let's say 78 different kinds of vegetables and fruits on the roof of the world in Shikaz. So yes, we've really seen a lot. And today, one missing element, that is local people's leisure time, that is their dessert, their beverage, how they not only enjoying the traditional dessert, but also transform them into actually the pop culture here in Tibet, attracting more and more local young people, the Z generation, as well as the Z generation across the country, to come here to Tibet to enjoy the culture as well as the natural view, and to have absolutely the time of their lifetime here in Tibet. And that is why we are here live streaming in a special Tibetan style yak milk yogurt workshop. Let's go inside and have a look. Here I am in the workshop. Actually, this workshop is kind of like a must-go place here in Tibet, because not only is it providing the best product you might ever find here in Tibet, but also because this is the place where you can enjoy a little bit leisure time and store your memory. For example, here we have a fun slogan, 本店禁止不拍照, basically saying in our little shop we forbid you not taking pictures. So taking pictures is a must-do here in the shop, and that is why all the walls are decorated with different pictures, different memories from tourists here, and perhaps local people would come here as well. And these are some maps showcasing where they've been. So this is basically saying people traveled from these different places, and you can make a mark on the maps telling people where have you been and where were you from, and that's how it's done. I was told that this shop has been open ever since 2006 and 7. That is why many of these pictures over here are quite how do I put it, with a history, at least a personal history. People would also come here and visit this place when they come back to Lhasa and come back to Tibet, because like I said, it has a lot to offer. So many times, there's no so many times, there's never too many times. That is why when people come back, they would go search for their notes, search for their individual pictures that they posted here. So very lovely. I think some of the words are also very sweet. Oh, very sweet, saying best wishes, and maybe some of them said 扎西德勒. 扎西德勒 is 扎西德勒 in Chinese, but 扎西德勒 in Tibetan language. It basically means 吉祥如意. So all the best luck, all the best wishes. And if you ever come to Lhasa, if you have the chance to visit, perhaps you want to learn this phrase, 扎西德勒. You put your hands together saying 扎西德勒, and with that, I'm pretty sure local people will welcome you and give you a big warm smile as well. And in this little shop, I pull a little string and talk to the shop owner in this place, and she would allow me to have a try on some of the local dessert. Not only taste them, but also try to make some with my bare hands. So yes, I'm super excited. Another thing you can do here in the shop is that because you have this, let's say they have this tradition of decorating all of their walls, pillars, everything with pictures, so they would also provide you with a printing your own picture service. So let me try to print a picture of mine here in Lhasa, and let's see how it's done. Okay, let me try this. Here is the machine. It is a automatic printing your, let's say, printing your photo machine, and I'll scan the QR code. Here we are. We would send a picture. Let's see, which picture would I send? I have many pictures. How about, let's see, which one would you guys like? How about this one? Do you guys like this one? This one? Okay, this one it is. I'll send it over. And there is a code, a number that you can, okay. It allows you to trim your photo a little bit, because, yes, trim it a little bit. That'll do. Okay. Like that. And also you need to type in the code that would be this here. The last step would be sending or paying for it. It's not really, did you guys got my password? Maybe you have, but it's okay, no worries. Okay, I have already paid for it, and let's see if it will come out. In the meanwhile, let me say hello to those of you who are just saying hi. We have many lovely messages. Louis saying 你好, 你好 to you too. We have Mimma saying, I was in Lhasa and we love France, we love Tibet. Yes, I've been here for around a week or so and I love it so much. And yes, I think I can say I love Tibet as well. And in the meanwhile, I'm also saying hi to Kenny saying, wow, it looks like a lot of traveler. I got to put my photo on the wall. I know so many travelers, and if you think about it, it's from 2006 and till now it's more than around 15 years, and that is why I think it is indeed magnificent. And Vivian saying, I'm curious about your hairdress on your head. What do you call that? What is the difference from the other live streams you use? Actually, this one is a hairpiece that I put on my head. I can take it off a little bit later if you guys want me to, but I think this is the whole outfit and I want the whole outfit to show. In the meanwhile, this one is just to put on, so it's very easy. You can put it on to pair up with the entire dress. And the dress I'm wearing is a little bit different from the previous ones. That is because I think for some reason there are, well, it's actually very reasonable because there are many different kinds of, let's say, traditional clothes for different occasions, for sometimes the occasion of, let's say, major festivals or important ceremonies in your lives, including getting married or taking part in, I don't know, graduation ceremony, something like that. But for all those, it is the case that their clothes can be very different. The one I'm wearing now is rather everyday life kind of clothes, and they even provide something like this so that when you cook, you don't have to worry about making your beautiful clothes a little bit dirty, so do not worry about that. And I think I'll need a little longer taking care of the pictures, so we'll give the picture machine a little bit of time. Let's go and starting to try making some of the traditional dessert and beverage here in Tibet. Let's go. I'm entering their kitchen. Something you should not do as a tourist. 你好，你好，你好，是怎么称呼您呀？ How do I address you? 卓玛. Okay, so Miss 卓玛 today here would tell me how to make the traditional 酥油茶 buttered tea, the Tibetan style buttered tea 酥油茶。我们来学习一下怎么做酥油茶。Actually, 酥油 is a kind of butter. I'll say it is with a different kind of manufacturing style, but it is also a kind of butter, and it is, you can understand it as semi-butter or raw butter. It contains 80% of fat in 酥油 in this kind of Tibetan butter. 您在放的是什么东西啊？您给我讲一下吧。
盐和
这是盐。
对，然后这是藏茶。
藏茶。哦，我给大家看一下。In order to make butter tea, actually here in Tibet, what you should do is to get some Tibetan butter first. 先要有酥油 and secondly, you need to have a little bit of salt. Instead of sugar, we put a little bit salt in it, so the taste would be a bit salty. And then we would have some zangcha, Tibetan tea powder. Tea powder, zangcha. You would have a little bit tea powder in a blender. Actually, traditionally, there is this wooden barrel, and you would have to pound really hard in the wooden barrel to make the butter tea. But now, with the help of advanced technology, you know, electricity and a blender, you do not need to do that anymore. Just put the ingredient in the blender, hook it up with electricity, and it will do. So let's have a try. 你已经放进去了是不是？放了几勺茶呀？ How many spoons?
2个勺，然后盐是4个勺。
Okay, so 2 spoons of Tibetan tea powder as well as 4 spoons of salt. 4勺盐，2勺糖，多少酥油呢？
酥油是稍微那个，因为是
A chunk of butter.
需要多一点。
More than 1 chunk, 2 or 3 chunks of butter.
对，就这样。
好，然后要放奶，对不对？
对，牛奶。
And then we put in yak milk, 牦牛奶。
对，牦牛奶。
So not only is this place providing yak milk yogurt, it also is providing yak milk, let's say, salty butter tea.
然后上面加上去那个开
And
水。
put in a little bit of boiled water, 开水 boiled water. I can already see the butter melting. Right. And you put it on top there. 要打多久？
这个是不用那个时间，不用长。
Here we are. Very loud. Nowadays, you do not have to extend a lot of manual labor by pounding the wooden pole into the wooden barrel anymore. Just a simple click on the button, you would have a blender doing all the hard work for you. We have Jason asking, is that a traditional hairdress? Actually, the traditional ones would need your own hair, so breathing into these, but the one I am wearing is the, cheating one. It's very easy. You put it on and you look fabulous. 打好了. And that is it. So fast. Within 1 minute, you've got your very own buttered tea, 酥油茶.
对，然后倒水去。
And we've got a really beautiful bottle. You can put your buttered tea in, enjoy it as a local Tibetan. 谢谢。那我来拿。 谢谢，谢谢卓玛小姐姐，谢谢。
有点烫啊。
好 it's a bit hot, which is very reasonable. And traditionally for Tibetan people, actually they would drink the butter tea a lot because it is a high altitude place. It's very cold, and also the temperature is also, let's say, drastic. The temperature change is drastic. So in order to, let's say, cope with the altitude sickness as well as the really, really cold weather here, they would drink and eat a lot of different beverage and dessert containing the ingredient of the Tibetan yak butter. 所以他们呢传统上需要吃很多带有酥油的食品。And I was told, before coming here to Tibet, I was told that if I am experiencing and suffering from altitude sickness, I should drink a lot of butter tea and also some sweet tea, 甜茶, sweet Tibetan tea, that will make me feel better. The elevation of blood sugar as well as a little bit of blood fat, blood cholesterol actually is making us feel better in this high altitude area. We've mentioned this more than once, but for Tibet, the average altitude would be around 4,000 meters above sea level, and people are living in this not very conducive environment for quite a long time, but they found their ways to carve a path to usher in an era where they get to enjoy a lot of the modern technology, a lot of the benefits of the social as well as economic development by creating all these different delicious food. Remember, we had the stone pot chicken in Lunan. We tried this specific sweet Tibetan tea already previously in a shop, and right now I am faced with all these lovely ingredients, and I am going to try, since I am already wearing something like this, I think it is a good opportunity to try making some of the dessert, the Tibetan style dessert as well. So this is my buttered tea. I think if I can find a cup, I will show you how the buttered tea is look like. In the meanwhile, buttered tea is also a must-have in making zamba tuanzi, so let's say chunk of zamba here in Tibet. It is the let's say a traditional staple food. It is using highland barley, 青稞 barley or highland barley. Okay, so let me first show you the buttered tea. 我们先来看一下酥油茶长什么样子。酥油茶. This is the traditional Tibetan buttered tea. I can smell the butter. I can smell the salt for some reason. It's a little bit salty. And wow. I really like it actually. This is not the first time I tried a Tibetan salt buttered tea, but this one is extra salty and it's creamy, and it is more like soup than tea to me. But like we asked about the shop owner as well as local people, for these specific kind of buttered tea, they provide you with the nutrition you need, because yak milk is actually very nutritious, and they provide you with the salt that you need. If you are doing manual labor work, you will sweat a little bit, and with the salt in this beverage, it will let's say compensate with the salt you lose in your sweat. And also the butter will give you the energy as well as helping you cope with the high altitude sickness. And this traditional pot is really beautiful. Okay, the second thing I'm going to try is to make sambar tuanzi. Samba is a traditional staple food because it is really easy to store and to transport. For traditional Tibetan people, if they're nomads, if they're herdsmen, they would need to travel a lot. Perhaps they need to sleep in a tent instead of going back home. That is why they created this specific kind of staple food. They use highland barley. They will fry the highland barley a little bit and smash them into actually grind them into powders. So these are highland barley powders, 青稞粉, and we would put one chunk of butter in it, and not only this, but also a little bit of 酥油茶 as well. So we want to put a little bit of traditional Tibetan buttered tea. I do not have enough space to put in the tea. I only have enough space to perhaps do more. And because you're going to use your hands, so make sure you're wearing gloves. Hygiene is very important. Traditionally or previously, if they are creating the samba dough for themselves, sometimes when I cook for myself, I would not wear a glove. But if you're cooking for your customers, for your friends, a glove would be a good choice. And allow me to, okay, stand over here. You would blend the Highland barley with the Tibetan style buttered tea. Blend them just like when you're making a dough with your flour at home. It's the same thing. Blend them. And also the heat of the Tibetan style buttered milk tea would also allow the butter to melt. So after a while, they are very good, very well blended together. 非常好的团聚在了一起，他们团结在了一起，就像我们国家的各族人民团结在一起一样，团结在一起 ，getting together. And here you are. Of course, actually, you get when you're actually cooking, not live streaming and showing it to everyone who's watching, my good friends online. You can finish the entire bowl of Highland barley powder, Highland barley flour. But when I'm doing it, I only trying not to make a mess. Really hard here. Not a chef. You guys already know that my producer is a good baker and chef, right? I'm not as good. I'm only trying very hard for you guys. When I'm doing live stream, I feel like nothing is impossible. I can try everything and do everything, including making traditional Tibetan style dessert. All right. And then you would get a dough in your hand. One more time, traditionally, that's how they eat it, because this is already a dough. It's easy to transport, it is easy to store, and it also is very tasty. But now, in order to make it more beautiful, you can use a mold to give it a better shape. Let me try. Oh, can you hear from the background? This place is, of course, still open to business, and people are being very happy. Coming here, enjoy the Tian Cha, Tibetan sweet tea, Su You Cha, Tibetan butter tea, as well as Suan Nai, Mao Niu Suan Nai, yak milk yogurt, as well as Suan Nai Dan Gao, Qingke Suan Nai Dan Gao. I'll show you a bit later, don't worry about it. Okay, you stick it in and you remove the ones you do not want. Press it, really press it, and press it even a little more. Ta-da! Let me show you. I've got a tiny, ooh, it's a little too hard to remove. I've got a very beautiful 糌粑团子 already here. Very nice. 一个漂亮的糌粑团子。Previously, samba has been the main staple food for Tibetan people. Now, it is utilized for different kinds of dessert. People still really like the flavor because if you have been eating it for thousands of years, of course, you like the flavor. And in Chinese, we have the saying, 一方水土养一方人. The area, the environment in one place would cultivate the people living in this area. So it's very natural that people still enjoy Highland barley a lot. But it is also something that makes me happy that people are also provided with multiple choices, with variety of dishes, with different kinds of food, and they can still eat Highland barley when they want to, but they don't only have that one choice. Multiple alternatives are provided. So this is my little flour over here. I'll put it down and move on to the next dessert I'm going to make. I feel like a really good chef today. I'm making a lot of different stuff. Let's put it over there. And since I've already removed my glove, perhaps I can say hello to some of you over here. Okay, for example, let's see who's with us and who are interested to try some of the dish that I made. Kenny is saying the pot can grow a flower on top of it. I know, this is a huge pot, and this is a traditional pot as well. I'm also saying hello to Muhammad Hussein, saying there is a place in Pakistan near Chinese border called as Little Tibet with the same culture. I belong to this. You do, and if you have visited the small Tibet, how about come to the real Tibet and enjoy the nature, the culture, as well as the splendid history. I'm also saying hi to Ralph, saying you're cute on dress. That's nice. Thank you. Hello to MD from Bangladesh. And we have, this video is also being hosted on Learn Chinese. Yes, for those of you who have just joining in, this is Niuniu, and welcome to our special series, Railway Trip in Tibetan Style. We've been here and we are actually staying here for around 14 days. That's 2 weeks. We're providing you with different kinds of material, including live streams, videos, podcasts, pictures, all kinds of shapes and forms in order for you to enjoy Tibet as much as you want. And we are providing all this information on multiple platforms, including CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page, YouTube channel, and 英语环球广播微博, and also all the major platforms on CGTN, no matter domestically or in overseas platforms. And we are live streaming on China Plus Culture as well. It is a place or a live stream, a content that belongs to China Plus Culture. It is indeed China Plus Culture. Okay, the next one we are going to enjoy is a yogurt cake, 酸奶蛋糕. This one is kind of special because on top of it you can see the yogurt, the yak milk yogurt, and also the base is made of highland barley, so 青稞酸奶蛋糕. And after cook or bake the base of it and then frozen, or let's say freeze the upper half, the yogurt half, in the refrigerator, you have the shape, but there's one last touch that we need, and that touch is the highland powder, 青稞粉, highland powder, 青稞粉. Let's put some 青稞粉 and have the final touch. That's how you do it. 青稞粉和刚才的糌粑的粉是一样的哈. They're the same. Actually, the highland barley powder, highland barley, let's say, flour are the same thing. You would, here we are. You would fry the highland barley a little bit and then grind them into this powder. If you want to decorate your dessert with the powder, you actually have to make it extra fine. And if you do not do that, actually it is still okay. Use it to make the sambar over here. Okay, let's see if we can write a little bit something on it. 让我们来看一看，我们可不可以在上面写一个字？ Write a little bit something on it. I will first decorate it with a pebble, a rose pebble, 一朵玫瑰花瓣 to decorate. 来装饰一下。Oh, I should be wearing glass. It's okay, I'll be eating it, so it's fine. I washed my hands previously, so do not worry about it. And in order to write, I think a chopstick is needed. So yes, I got a chopstick. Let's see what I want to write. I can write... Niuniu's here. Niuniu loves Tibet. Tibet culture rules. Tibet is an integral part of Chinese culture and history, and we love it. And Tibetan people are enjoying a super happy life. Of course, that's too much, so I cannot write all of that down on the plate. So I'll just put my name on it since I was the one decorating it. So I'll just say Niuniu. That's my Chinese name. Oh. And I will also write down a little heart here. So heart to all of you that's been with us, that's been super nice and sweet, and been with the entire journey, the 8 different live streams, as well as some live recording of our best podcast show. That's Roundtable. If you like Roundtable, make sure you search for Roundtable in any podcast platforms you have. And that's Niuniu with a heart. Ta-da! And one more thing I think I should do is to put my zamba here as well. Okay, that is my dish. One more pebble. One more Ta-da! Okay, so with this, we get to have a plate of yogurt cake as well as a cup of Tibetan butter tea. So that is the second thing I was trying. And the one last, let's say, dessert, which actually is with the most significant because this shop is actually called Tibetan Yak Milk Yogurt Workshop, is the yogurt, the yak milk yogurt. If you take a closer look, you might already notice that this yogurt is a little bit different from the ones that we are familiar with, because on the very surface, the upper surface of it, you can see a layer of some yellow stuff, and that is actually a little, well, it contains a little bit of Tibetan butter as well, so do not worry about it. It's very thick, even solid. Get your own yak milk yogurt, and then another bowl. Super clean, do not worry about it. You can eat it if you're here. I'm only using all these. And the trick is to decorate them with your own taste. Actually, in this shop, they provide you with different kinds of toppings, different kinds of flavors, because yak milk is actually a little bit more sour for us, for our taste. So we are familiar with the milk yogurt, but for yak milk yogurt, it is a little bit sour. That is why it is recommended for you to put on some toppings, and they would even provide a bowl of sugar each and every table. So if you need to add in some sugar, it's okay as well. And for these ingredients, we have, this one is 人参果, ginseng nut. We've seen ginseng fruit previously, and ginseng nut for the same reason, because it's very nutritious, it's good for your immune system and for your health. That is why it's called ginseng nut. And ginseng fruit is 人参果, the other one. If you missed that live stream, make sure you catch the playback on all of our platforms, wherever you are watching or you are following Railway Trip in Tibetan Style. And for this one, I'm going to put a little bit of 人参果. Oh, 人参豆, 人参, ginseng nuts, and also a little bit raisin. Ooh, do not want to make a mess. Trying really hard not to make a mess. A little bit raisin, 葡萄干. Actually, grapes are also one of the, let's say, fruits that's been introduced to Tibet recently, and because of the temperature difference between the morning and the night, grapes can grow super extra sweet. So you put in a little bit of grapes as well. And of course, also a spoon of sugar. Okay, so that is my first flavor. Ginseng nuts as well as raisin. So that is like that. Let's take a closer look. 酸奶，这是第一碗我的牦牛酸奶。一会儿 which kind do you guys like? Which do you think tastes better? Let me know in the comment area. And this is my second bowl of yak milk yogurt. And here I have some rose topping or jelly, rose jelly. 玫瑰酱啊，玫瑰酱 rose jelly. I'll put some in. Ooh, it looks really beautiful. 玫瑰酱. And of course, you get to put on 1 or 2 pebbles of rose as well, because I was told these are edible. Second flavor. So which one do you guys like the most? Let me know in the comment area which one do you like, the fruit, the raisin one or the rose one. Which one do you think will taste better? Let me know in the comment area. And let me check the comment area a bit, since we are live streaming here in this very delicious shop. So yes, allow me to move this over here and say hello to those of you who are sending messages. You guys are showering me with lovely words and messages. Thank you so much for watching, for giving me thumbs up and likes, as well as sharing and giving comments to the live streams. I love to show you as much as possible and love to interact with you as much as possible. We have 月洒青藤 saying 牛牛尝一口，告诉我们是不是健康又美味。I will totally do that, and now I have a lot of these different plates. I will taste all of them for sure, so don't you worry about that. And also we have Jinsen saying, amazing Niuniu, how lovely it is. It is truly lovely. And here in Tibet, not only are we enjoying the rich culture, history, as well as the splendid view in the nature, we're also interacting with local people. We are talking to them no matter if they're making stone pot chicken or they're opening this lovely shop, helping people to store their memories, to stay here, to enjoy this local delicacy, this local delight. They are really doing a great job, and that is why I love Tibet so much. In the meanwhile, I'm saying good morning to Kabon as well. Thank you for saying. Look, they don't use much sugar. I think for sugar, it depends, because we mentioned that yak yogurt is a bit too sour for at least my taste, so they have ball of sugar there. It has also an ice cream made by yogurt. Yes, they provide yogurt ice cream as well, and actually on top of this cake, you can decorate it with a bowl of ice cream as well. It will be extra tasty. I'll ask the shop owner if she would do that for me a little bit later. Also, Vivian's here saying, wow, I want to also the yogurt cake. 好吃吗？一定很好吃，一会儿我来尝一尝。I believe it's very tasty. I will try it a bit later. Kabon, good morning to you. And Vivian saying, I want to try the yogurt cake, and the place looks delicious. Also, Giovanni saying, can you taste the yogurt cake and describe what it tastes like? I will totally do that, and perhaps I can sit down and try the yogurt a little bit. Let me see if I can put it here. Okay, allow me to sit down. Now I'm sitting down with all of my lovely dishes, and a little bit later I will invite the shop owner to come and join me, and she would tell us all about the story of this specific little store. I'm actually very curious because this store has been here since 2006 and 7, and it attracts tourists all around the country. It is indeed an internet celebrity in the let's say realm of shops, in the realm of yogurt shops. So here we are introducing the lovely lady who's also the shop owner of the yogurt workshop, and her name is Gesang Gaosan in English if you like to pronounce, but we can pronounce it as Gesang. 所以Gesang姐姐你好，你好。
你好，
哎，谢谢，
哎呀，真漂亮，
谢谢。哦，你现在戴了口罩。Yes, actually, except for me, everyone in the shop is actually wearing a mask because of the COVID control. We are still being very cautious, even though there is no new cases in Tibet suffering from the COVID-19 disease, but still we're being extra cautious. And I'm only asking her to show her beautiful face for you guys to remove the mask, because I think it will be more fun, and everyone else is wearing masks, so do not worry about it. 我跟他解释一下，说我们平时都戴口罩，对不对？在店里，对，在店里都戴口罩。所以可以给大家介绍一下自己吗？自我介绍一下。
我叫格桑，我是藏族人，酸奶坊的
老板娘。
老板娘。
Okay, so this is Gesang. She is a Tibetan local. She is from Tibet, and she has been here, living here, opening this business for quite a long time. She likes to refer herself as 老板娘. That is the lady who's half owning the place, because actually her husband founded this little 酸奶坊, this little yogurt workshop. 您手里拿的这些是什么呀？
这个是我们最珍贵的财富哈。
珍贵的财富是不是 the most valuable treasures of hers?
这个是这个月的哈，就是这个月的一个心情作业本，就是你到西藏有一些什么心情，就是什么样的想法呀，什么是可以写到上边。
我写得好好啊。
对，然后呢，每一本我们都会收存起来。
Okay, so this is actually a, let's say, diary or a yogurt shop diary for tourists visiting here. This one is from this month, and 是07年就有了，对不对？
对，07年。
Ever since 2007, they started this campaign of allowing people to leave a note here in this workshop. For example, the first page I flipped on and I see actually says 人间一趟积极向上. It's lucky to be a human being living in this world. That is why we must always stay positive. 不念过往，不畏将来. We do not want to be too nostalgic for the past, and we are not afraid of whatever life throw to us in the future. In Lhasa, 我16岁来过. In my 16th, I've been here. A 16-year-old person talking about being able to be very lucky living in the world, not afraid of the past and not afraid of the future. This is so lovely. And this is actually pretty good handwriting for a 16-year-old.
This is for this,
yes, for this, only for this month, so this is a new one.
对，这个呢是07年。
Wow, this is in 2007. I was still a little girl in school.
从 QQ 的年代跨过来的，
真的。
对，在这儿。
And here we have, for example, in 2007, Ashi, are you watching? If you're watching, I'm reading your notes here in 前站酸奶坊. That is the yogurt workshop. It says 西藏和喜爱的人一游，盼今生能再来此。求来生可再相逢. It is saying Tibet. I am visiting Tibet with the person that I love, and hopefully this year or this life I get to come here again, and hopefully for next life I can still be with you and meet you. This is so romantic. I am this kind of romance is making me strangely emotional, but I get why people feel extra sentimental when they're here in Tibet, because in history Tibet was not this place too conducive, very conducive for human to live in. It was not the place that you will feel very comfortable as well as very happy and enjoying everything. It is more like the place that you need to put in extra effort to construct. It's the place that you need to put your whole heart to love and to cherish and to devote yourself to the development of the society, of its people, to make people's life better. And that kind of background plus the kind of beautiful natural view will make you extra sentimental. So yeah, this is so lovely. 这个真的好感人，非常珍贵。And you can see that this is already a little bit rough because it has been around 15 years, so supernatural. But like Ge-sang here said, this is their most valuable treasures, and for them maybe providing people with lovely food is one thing, but helping them cherish their memory and even store their memory is like their mission. 所以我们刚才在聊说，对于您来讲，就是他们是珍贵的财富，是因为可能开店为大家提供这些美味的食品是一方面，保留大家的回忆可能是你们更想做的。
对对，因为我们呢，就是从开店到现在呢，你要说我是卖什么，卖的有什么就是特别就是让人就是难忘的，那是没有的。但是呢，我是就是在这儿在布达拉宫的边上开一个酸奶坊，作为这个让这些从外地来的这些人作为一个心灵的寄存，就是
心灵的寄存说得好好。
对，然后呢，就是再过很多年可以来看一看自己的过往。有时候呢，其实你在这儿写了一句很简单的话，可能我怎么样了，然后呢我想要一个孩子，再过几年再来的时候有了带着孩子，你看我在这儿许愿了，你看就这种，所以说会比较有意义，它就其实就是一个寄存一个大家的一些祝福和心愿的一个小店。
Ge-sang said that for her, she wants a piece of one's soul, a piece of one's heart to live here, to be stored here, to be not missed out on the very busy and rushing kind of lifestyle we're living in. If you have the chance to visit Tibet, perhaps you can do that as well. Get a tiny little piece of your soul that perhaps along the way you were missed, you will leave it somewhere, you were forgot forever and ever. Don't do that. Leave it here in this little shop or perhaps just in Tibet. And Ge-sang said some people would come here and write a little note, have a little wish, saying things like, I wish I have a baby, I wish to have a family. And several years later, this person would bring the baby back here and try to find the notes they wrote and show the baby. Maybe the baby doesn't read yet, but they can show the baby that I made the wish here and here you are, and I never regret having you in my life, and I never regret coming to Tibet because this is such a lovely place. 我刚才做了酸奶，我们要一起吃一下好不好？你来尝一尝我调的。Let's have a try of the yogurt I put. 这个我没有放太多糖，我觉得你们应该可以吃酸一点，对不对？对。Actually, they can try the little bit sour ones, and I am trying the super sweet ones. Let me tell you how it tastes. 是玫瑰的，我跟你讲。啊，
吃了10几年。
I feel like heaven's in my mouth. Tasting it. It is. Actually, I am really good at enjoying sour, the taste sour. I love yogurt, and I feel like if I don't put in sugar, it still do. 我觉得我不放糖也可以哎。我很喜欢吃酸的。
那就是你能吃酸的。
我很能吃酸的。我好好吃啊 ！This is so delicious.
做的也很成功啊。
谢谢。Gesang said I did a good job, so according to her, this yogurt is with good taste, but I cannot take all the credit. The yogurt is there. I only merely put on a little bit of jam. 好好吃。
其实就是用的呢，就是本地最传统的制作方法和就是最传统的酸奶，就是这个样子，就是在上边就是加一些东西，让它来中和一下这个酸。对。
Actually, we know yak has been the wild animal here in the plateau for thousands of years, and for domestic yak, the husbandry industry is also very developed here in Tibet, and for Tibetan people, yak has been their friends for thousands of years. Yak is full of, we say, you can find old treasures on the yaks, their skin, their fur, as well as the meat, and of course the milk are helping Tibetan people for such a long time, and now I'm very glad to try this yak milk yogurt, and I'll try the cake as well. 我来再尝一下这个蛋糕。
上边也是撒的青稞粉。
是撒的青稞粉 ，so 我spread on a little bit of Highland barley flour. Oh, it's very jelly-y. Oh, okay, you got first, the base later.
酸酸甜甜的。
酸酸甜甜的。I sense a very strong taste of yogurt. Well, it's very nice. And also the after flavor lingers in your mouth, in your tongue buds for quite a long time. And with the help of the Highland barley flour, it's more interesting and complicated, really in a very good sense. And of course we have the base, which is also using the Highland barley.
这个底也是用青稞烤的，所以说它可能会有点粗糙，吃的时候。
不会，我觉得很好吃。Gesang here said that it might be a little bit rough because it is also using the Highland barley flour to made, but I think it's super nice. I like the a little bit rough and raw material kind of feeling. Now I feel completed with my Tibet experience. Super amazing. 非常非常感谢葛香，谢谢。那其实我觉得你们店里也做了很多的创新，就很多除了传统的酸奶，还是会有一些其他的口味，一些其他的酱料，包括这个青稞蛋糕，其实也是一种创新，对不对？
对。
为什么会想到做这些？包括你们的装饰各方面。
它其实你要说装饰呢，其实我们开店的时候，整个店它开进来之后呢，它是全部就是在底色你能看到的那种，就是板子的那种。那店一租下来呢，店是我老公开的，然后呢，店一租下来的时候呢，其实开店的时候最开始也有一小段就是比较神奇的，就是故事和感受啊。我老公呢是深圳的，然后呢，06年他第一次来西藏。 然后呢，他很喜欢这片土地，然后他就说，要是能在这边给我一个店，就是07年的时候，他又返程又回来了之后，他就说能就是在布达拉宫前边许愿，就是说，我喜欢这片土地，我愿意留在这儿。如果是能在这儿给我一片，就是一个地方让我开一个店什么的，我就愿意留下来。就在那儿祈祷，祈祷完之后呢，转到这边西门这边呢，就有一个人抓着他，哎，你是不是要店铺啊？你是不是要店铺？就把他强行拽到这儿了。拽到这儿之后呢，就说你看一下这个地方你满不满意？你租这儿你愿不愿意？想一想，刚刚许的愿现在就灵了嘛。所以说就很那种奇特的这种。就是命运的安排啊，然后就租下了这个店铺。
哦，真好。
租下了之后呢，就开了。开了之后，对他其实他呢是不知道，就是你一个店给一个人没有开过店的人给一个店给他，他是脑子是一片空白，并不知道要开什么。
对。
但是呢，自己爱吃这个西藏本土的这个酸奶，
就开了这个酸奶房。
对。
So actually, the founder of this shop is Miss Gesang's husband, and for him, he went here around 2006 and revisited Tibet 2007 because he just loved it so much. So he was staying in the let's say square of the Potala, in front of the Potala Palace, and he said, if the world or destiny would give me a little shop here in Tibet, I would stay. What you know, he was actually provided with a shop on that exact day, on that exact moment. Someone said, do you want a shop? We are renting here. You guys get to come here if you want to. This shop is yours. And he accepted the shop. And that's when he started to stay here, meet this lovely lady, start the yogurt shop. And that year was 2006. That was his first visiting here. The whole reason that he get to visit Tibet is because 2006 is the time when the Qinghai Tibet Railway is open to business, open to everyone. That is also the year where Tibet welcomed its very first travel surge. People around the country find this very convenient way to come to Tibet through the through the railway. They get to enjoy the view as well as coming here. And I guess we owe it to the Qinghai Tibet Railway for this lovely shop, this lovely lady, and this amazing story. Like I said previously in the beginning of the live stream, this would be my very last personal individual live stream here in Tibet. We've seen so much, we've provided you with many stories and at least 8 live streams, and don't worry about it. My colleagues, the A team, is still working on their live streams as well, their live recordings as well as their amazing podcast. So you get to continue to see us in multiple platforms, including CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page, YouTube channel, and 英语环球广播微博. We are also on all the CGTN platforms here, in the domestic platforms as well as all the overseas platforms, and we are on China Plus Culture. Hopefully you've liked the live stream and perhaps you know a little bit more about Tibetan people's modern life. Yes, they are with a splendid tradition and culture, but in the meantime, they're also very fashionable. They love pop culture. Young people, young generations in Tibet would also fall in love with a certain idol. They would also read some novels. They would watch movies, Chinese movies, Mandarin movies, Tibetan movies, as well as Western movies. Their lives are not that different from ours. Tibet is not this idealized, idyllic place where there's no electricity, only the so-called idyllic lifestyle that some people imagine. It is this real place with these lovely people, with people who fight really hard for their lives, with people who go to public education, learn Tibetan language, learn Mandarin, sometimes even learn English so they would find a better job. It is the place where people from all over the country, perhaps in the future all over the world, would visit and would fall in love with. And that is what I hope you will take away from this special series of Railway Trippin' Tibetan Style. Special thanks to Ms. Gesang here providing us with all these lovely messages, and special thanks to my beloved B team in this whole group. Actually, I have a photo I'd like to show you guys. This is what we got from here on top of providing you with all the lovely information and the beautiful view, we get to store a little piece of our memory and our soul here as well. So what are you waiting for? Come here to Tibet, see this region for yourself, and enjoy this integral part, culture of China, of Tibet, of everything, and you will not regret it. Thank you guys so very much for this live stream. Hopefully in the future I will see you again, perhaps not in Tibet, but in some other places as well. And thank you so very much. I will see you next time. Bye bye guys. Bye.